Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here, your source for gaming, tech, emulation, and open source news. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, surprise, surprise, who didn't see this one coming? I think we all saw it coming from a mile away. Anyways, here Nintendo is suing Pocket Pair, the makers of Palworld. I'm not joking with you, this is right up on Nintendo's website. So the Pokemon Company and Nintendo say this lawsuit seeks an injunction against infringement and compensation for damages on the grounds that Palworld, a game developed and released by the defendant, infringes multiple patent rights. Nintendo will continue to take necessary actions against any infringement of its intellectual property rights, including the Nintendo brand itself, to protect the intellectual properties it has worked hard to establish over the years. Now, based on some of my observations, it appears that when Nintendo goes against someone with their lawyers, the defendant usually steps down. Well, that does not appear to be the case with Palworld here. They seem to be ready to fight Nintendo. So this is right from the official Palworld Twitter account regarding the lawsuit. Yesterday, a lawsuit was filed against our company for patent infringement. We have received notice of this lawsuit and will begin the appropriate legal proceedings and investigations into the claims of patent infringement. At this moment, we are unaware of the specific patents we are accused of infringing upon, and we have not been notified of such details. So based on this message, it appears that Nintendo may not have reached out to Palworld and went straight to lawyers, which to me is no surprise. Furthermore, over on the Pocket Pair website, they say it is truly unfortunate that we will be forced to allocate significant time to matters unrelated to game development due to this lawsuit. However, we will do our utmost for our fans and to ensure that indie game developers are not hindered or discouraged from pursuing their creative ideas. We apologize to our fans and supporters for any worry or discomfort that this news has caused. As always, thank you for your continued support of Palworld and Pocket Pair. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm going to be paying very close attention to this one because not often do I see something fighting against Nintendo. And I am very interested in this and very curious to see how it pans out. Now, based on some of the reactions here, it seems a lot of people are in Pocket Pair's corner. This person says, I want you to know, Nintendo, the world wants you to lose this case. And this person says, hope you lose. Could you maybe use the money for this lame and ridiculous lawsuit to actually make a good Pokemon game instead? You're just being petty because you haven't made an innovative Pokemon game in decades. You truly are horrible, Nintendo. Now, although these are just public opinion and don't really hold weight in a court of law, there have been some lawyers to weigh in on the matter, and someone actually thinks Palworld might win. So a business lawyer says, probably going to need more specifics before I can comment more completely. But Palworld is such a different type of game from Pokemon, it's hard to imagine what patents, not copyrights, might have been even plausibly infringed. Initial gut reaction is Nintendo may be reaching. Furthermore, over on Video Games Chronicle, I think this applies more to copyright as opposed to patent infringement, but David Hansel, an intellectual property and digital media lawyer, says Nintendo would need a smoking gun for any copyright case to be successful. It's down to Nintendo to absolutely prove copying, not merely taking influence. It's got to be obvious copying. You look at one picture and you look at another alongside it. The industry would have come to an end years ago if you weren't allowed to take influence. You have to have a monopoly on a certain style of artwork. It literally has to be copying. Now, this may not apply to patent infringement, but at the same time here, it's very interesting. So let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below. Do you think Palworld's going to win? Do you think Nintendo is going to win? And what do you think of the overall perception here? Do you think this is going to hurt Nintendo's image and improve Palworld's popularity because of the lawsuit? Or do you think it's going to decrease Palworld's popularity and improve Nintendo's image? And speaking about Pokemon, next up we're talking about a Pokemon ROM hack that has just popped up on GitHub or is relatively new. It's called Pokemon Solus RGB, and they say it's a ROM hack of Pokemon Red Blue for the Game Boy based on the Pokemon Reverse Engineering team's disassembly of Pokemon Red and Blue. So at the time of filming, Pokemon Solus RGB version 1.0 is the latest update. It's the first release. They say here for the highlights, custom title screens for each of the 3 versions, green version specific GBC and SGB palette changes for Solus Green. All 151 Pokemon are obtainable, Mew as a static battle. An in-game trader NPC who will help you evolve the 4 trait evolutions lives in Celadon City. HMs can be taught to party Pokemon in separate field move slots. Battle sprites have been updated. Post-game Professor Oak battle. Well, that's interesting. battle theme changes for some Elite 4 members, and a few vanilla bug fixes. Moving on, and we're talking about GOG, and this is a friendly heads up that 29 games are being delisted from GOG. 4 of these games are from Adult Swim, being delisted on September 30th, and that includes Westerado, Kingsway, Helllander, and Fist Puncher. And the much bigger list is from Meridian 4, where 27 titles will be gone on September 20th. Which might have already happened by the time you watch this video, and those games include Boom Blaster, Bucket Night, Creepy Tale 3, Edge of Galaxy, Full Moon Rush, and even more. As for the rationale, Gaming on Linux reports that GOG simply said, "I can't share any more details about it." So unfortunately, we don't have a clear picture as to what exactly is going on with Meridian 4. Next up, I've got some pretty big news for the PlayStation Vita, and possibly PlayStation Vita emulation. And it's LSWTCS, which stands for Subscribe to Mr. Sujano, or Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga, depending on how you want to interpret that. Anyways, this game has been ported to the PS Vita. Now, this game was released for Android, and LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga on Vita is basically the Android port of it. It is up over on VitaDB if you are curious. There's a lot of very interesting information here. And this is version 0.1, so there may be some bugs and issues with it. Next up, if you use WhatsApp and you like different themes, you might be excited about this news. WhatsApp appears to be getting some chat themes, and Android Authority has a video on it where they've kind of gone in and dissected what's going to be available. If you are curious, check out that video. And speaking about videos, next up we're talking about Ballad of Antara. This is an upcoming action RPG currently in development. It's going to be releasing for PS5, PC, and also mobile. Now, I would have expected some gameplay to be shown during something like a state of play, but no, they just flat out dropped an extended gameplay trailer over on YouTube. The game is shaping up pretty nicely, but it is going to be free to play. And I'm curious to see how this ends up looking on something like mobile. And speaking about gameplay trailers, next up we're talking about Decadent. This is an upcoming horror FPS. It's a very interesting concept, and the graphics on this one are looking very good. They just dropped a brand new gameplay trailer on YouTube, and again, like everything I talk about, link will be in the description below right at the bottom. My news is open source and I don't hide any sources. And continuing to speak about gameplay and trailers, next up we're talking about Darksiders II Definitive Edition, or Deathfinitive Edition, or Definitive Edition. Anyways, here it's being released on October 15th, and for PC it's getting a free ray tracing update. Now, Darksiders II Definitive Edition is not necessarily a new game. I mean, on PC here it was released back in 2015, but it's going to be new for the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. And there's also going to be a free upgrade if you already own it on the PS4 and Xbox One. So they say right here, this upgraded edition of the beloved action-adventure brings 4K resolution, ray tracing, and enhanced lighting and shadows to harness the power of today's consoles. If you're playing on PlayStation 5 with the DualSense controller, you'll also get to experience the full impact of haptic feedback. Additionally, loading times will be faster, and I think for PC you're also going to be receiving the free update, but I could be wrong here, but everything I've seen points to the free update on PC as well. And speaking about games, next up we're talking about GBA Jam 2024. Now, we talked about this event in the past. The event has happened, is over, but you can still enjoy a lot of the homebrew stuff. If you're a fan of the GBA, if you're a fan of homebrew games, you might want to check this out. So a whopping 52 GBA homebrew games were submitted between May 17th to August 18th, and only 313 ratings were given to 53 entries. It says 52 there. Anyways, here the winner of this was Beat Beast. Beat Beast is a rhythm game. It's available 100% free. It's up on itch.io, and you can also play it in your browser. If you head on over to the overall list, you can see a bunch of different games here, and who knows, maybe you'll find a brand new favorite. There were quite a few games submitted and quite a few quality games submitted. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm a big fan of stuff like this, and I will be checking out Beat Beast very soon. Let me know your thoughts about GBA Jam 2024 in the comments below. Next up, we're talking about Double Dragon Revive, and Arc System Works has just dropped a brand new trailer for this game during the Tokyo Game Show, and the game seems to be shaping up pretty nicely. I don't want to say it looks perfect, but it looks a lot better than some of the other games that are revivals that I've seen. I mean, this doesn't look like a cheap Flash game or anything like that. Let me know your thoughts about Double Dragon Revival in the comments below. Does this look interesting to you? Are you excited about it? Or is this something you're going to pass up on? Next up, if you're a fan of Logitech and racing wheels, you might like this news here. This is right from the Logitech website. Logitech G unveils racing series, setting a new standard in sim racing. Now, first and foremost, I thought they changed their name to Logi, but everything I see now is Logitech. So here's what they unveiled: the RS Wheel Hub, the RS Track Wheel, the RS Round Wheel, the RS QR adapter, and also the RS Shifter and Handbrake. All of these, in my opinion, are looking okay, and the pricing is pretty attractive when it comes to racing wheels. So the most expensive thing here is the Shifter and Handbrake, priced at $150. The wheel hubs for PC only is $130, for Xbox and PC is $150. The track wheel at $70, the round wheel the same at $70, and the QR adapter at $60, and they started being available on September 17th. My only hope here is that they're compatible on Linux and with the Steam Deck, although I don't have my hopes up. Let me know your thoughts about this stuff in the comments below. I mean, if you were in the market for a racing wheel and something a little bit newer than, I guess, the older stuff that was out there, is this up your alley or not? Now, on a quick side note, I didn't see anywhere in this news post about pedals. And speaking about launches, last up here, we're talking about God of War Ragnarok, which officially launched on PC today, so this is more of just a friendly heads up. This does require a PSN account, but it does not have Denuvo. And taking an early look at the reviews so far on Steam, and everything seems to be relatively okay, but there are some people saying it's time to bring Bloodborne to PC, and I don't blame them. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and the legendary one fluff. We talked about a bunch today. Let me know your thoughts about absolutely any of it in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate, save your state.